Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at Simworks Studios PC-12, a beautiful aircraft that they made recently. And we did a live stream of it. It is fantastic. I really love this aircraft. I think it is second to the TBM 850. However, there has been an update to the Piper 500 from that they just made recently. I have not checked out the update, but I'm curious to see how good it is. So we got 3 turboprop planes in the stream, and comparatively, this would probably be recommended as my second choice. I personally love the TBM first from Just Flight. The Simworks Studio PC-12 is a close second in my opinion. I really love this aircraft. I think it's right up there with it, if not neck and neck. And then of course you got the Piper, and the Piper is definitely a nice aircraft, but as far as flight and characteristics of flight, these PC-12 and TBM seem to have a little bit more. It just feels right. I don't know if that makes any sense. I do love the Piper as well. However, let's not stray too far from the PC-12 today. Let's jump inside and get this baby started. A couple of things to do with it. We can go ahead and take that off, scroll that up, and we can put that in our virtual hand, and then it will transfer over right back there. And let's get this baby started up. This is a beautiful aircraft inside and out. I love the stitching. Very well made. The lighting is awesome too. We'll see that in a minute once we get the batteries up. So let's go ahead and without further ado start getting ready for flight here. We're not going to do anything too crazy. We'll probably just take it to an airport close by, about 3,000 feet or so, and we'll go ahead and put the inertial separator on. Seatbelt signs can come on, navigational light can come on, and beacon will go on because we'll be starting soon. Test the lamps here. Everything's looking good and illuminated. Put the master caution out here, and bus tie coming on. Alright, and we have to also set the environmental as well, but for the meantime, let's go ahead and get this baby started up. Alright, so push to start, waiting for 13%. Once we get 13%, we'll go ahead and put the condition lever up, which is already there. Put that to ground idle. Oh, should have done that already. Waiting for the ITT to come up. Make sure it doesn't spike out or temp out. Looking for the ITT and NG numbers coming up. There we go. Everything is coming up very nicely. We're in flight idle as of now. Condition lever fully forward for the prop. And then we can go ahead and put Gen 1. Always put Gen 1 first and then Gen 2. Avionics 1, Avionics 2. Bus tie coming off. We can go ahead and put the passenger oxygen set for emergencies in the back. Set the altimeter. And now we'll just go ahead to map here. And we'll do a short flight up to, we're going KTVI, so we'll come in here, flight plan, we'll go destination KTVI, enter. There we go, and we'll go right over to there, and we'll put in 3,000 feet for our climb out. VORs, to set those, we had navigation for GPS, and also you have to hit navigation for GPS on this as well. Both of those need to be set. We can we don't need to really do anything with the cabin altitude. I'll just set it to 1. Pressurization's on the top here, 1,000 feet above elevation, and this will give us at least 14,000 feet for now. This will just set a little bit up further. And environmental we can test this, the EPS test. It's going to want us to test that anyway. Last test we got is the pusher test. So for the pusher test, from my understanding, is we come up here, push, and put a little bit of throttle in. Let's go full idle for a second here. Push. Alright, so the push test, I don't know what is going on with that. It seems not to be working right now. Before, you just press push. You push the throttle forward, it will start shaking and shimmering. Then you pull back and hit this. And then the interrupt switch. After you pull back, you should see illumination. Once you see an illumination, you can release. And then release. And then I think the same goes for that as well. So, anti-ice set. Let's try it again here. Push. Yeah, I don't know why it's working. Not working. That's our illumination for our lights there. We'll have the push test still active, I guess. I'm not 100% sure why it's not allowing us to do it right now. It's probably something I'm doing wrong. But, yeah. Environmental on. Cabin on. Alright, well, we're good for flight.
EGPWS, system OK.
We'll just pretend like that guy isn't there for the sake of the video here. We're gonna taxi down the runway. Now the plane does handle very well, and also they say that there's a rubber band connected to the yoke here, which is why when I hit the rudder pedals, it will steer the aircraft with this as well. But this is not a normal thing. You have to steer it with the rudder, according to what I heard. So let's go ahead and put the transponder on. It's a very beautifully made aircraft. I really enjoy this aircraft a lot. I don't know exactly how to do the pusher test. I did do it in a video before, and it worked, but it seems not to be working right now. I don't know if it has something to do with the update, or if it's just user error, which most likely it's user error. We'll have to look into how to do that again. I had that thing working before. It seems not to be working now. So we'll just leave it alone, and we'll have the push light still illuminated on our cause panel for now, due to my my own not understanding the aircraft. I guess you could say. We could try to do the push test one more time here. Let me hit the brakes. All right, brakes are set. Let's see. Push. There it goes. All right, so it's going to do that. Then we interrupt, pull all the way back, wait for it to light up. There we go. Release and release. That's the push test. Pretty simple. And of course you could do that as well on this side, just to check to make sure that they're both working. So that is the push test. We did it. And then we'll come up here and take that out, and that's the end of it. Pretty simple, pretty basic. The push test is not too complicated, so just remember, push test, it does the shake and shimmering at flight. If it doesn't work, you push the throttle up a little bit. Make sure you're holding the brakes. Maybe that was the thing that I wasn't doing. And then it will start shaking. Once it starts shaking, you can press the interrupt, pull all the way back, okay? And then release, let it go, and that does it. And then make sure you turn back off the push test. All right, cool, we did it. All lights are not illuminated now. We got a flight plan in. I'm going to show you one other feature of this aircraft as well, which is pretty cool. Which is the nav. You make sure you have GPS on by putting nav on both instruments, so they're both saying nav, and then this nav will work. So if this nav is not working for you, check to make sure both of these say GPS and they're both on the nav, okay? That's very important. It took me a while to figure that out, and I had help. So, Insane Gaming Man helped me with that. A great YouTube channel there if you guys want to check it out. Here you go, soft key there. Okay. All right. I'll leave a link in the description. All right, here we go. I put condition fully forward there. Let the plane settle out. All right, and now I'll put power in. Set. Releasing the brakes here. Landing lights are on, and you can turn the wing light or whatever you want on, reconnaissance. Positive rate. Oh. Uh-oh, we got a little bit of a wind there. All right, gear coming up. Flaps coming up. So in order to get the nav working, we hit autopilot, yaw dampers on, and we'll go nav. Okay, so that should pick up the navigational course now, and we'll just make sure that should be on. All right. Pull back the propeller here a little bit. We'll activate our VS mode. I don't think it needs to be that high. We can lower that to about 1,300 feet per second or minute. We are off course right now, so I want to pick up our course. Activate leg here. Let's see if that helps. So we are at 2,300 feet. Flaps are up. Gears up. Landing lights are off. Pulse lights are on for reconnaissance. Or leave the lights on for now. Strobes should be on as well. Can't really see. That's 3,000 feet here. Let's continue to climb up to 5,000. Let's see if we get above these clouds. Alright, let's go heading mode. I'm going to try to pick up that nav as we climb up to 5,000 feet. It's a fantastic aircraft to fly. I absolutely love it. Highly, highly recommend it. It is really good aircraft. Let's see what it looks like at nighttime here. Got plenty of light options depending on what your preference is, but very beautiful lighting indeed as well. I think it's great. Really, really nice. Coming up on 5,000 feet, just above that cloud layer. And we should be picking up our nav course soon here. Let's see if it will activate. So the lighting is really nicely done inside in this interior. I really like it a lot. I think it's fantastic. So let's see, we should be crossing over that nav line soon here, and hopefully it intercepts it so we can pick up that nav course, and then we can select our descend on our nav course here in a minute. It's almost in there. Hopefully it will pick up. And let's say it did just turn green right there, as you see. So now it should turn on to the course. Yeah. There it goes. Heading mode just turned off. Nav mode picked up. And now we are on the nav into our airport destination, which is fantastic. The plane is working exactly how it should be, which is always a great thing when you buy an aircraft. This is the private jet version of this. We got some passengers on board. There are some features. If we close the cabin here, we do have a nice toilet if you guys want to use the bathroom, with a privacy wall, or if you want to talk to somebody while you're pooping, you can. And let's just close that lid up, and we'll go ahead and put this back. And of course, we're back in the cabin. You do have some cutoff switches. If you guys want any kind of snacks, this stroller does open. We got some beverages, cookies, and some snacks as well. And we got another one that opens here with some flight books of the PC-12, which is pretty cool. And over here, we got some more champagne, a little bit of alcoholic beverages if you're into that kind of thing, and some water and juices for the flight for the kids, which is really nice to see. We do have the seats that move. These things come up. They can adjust accordingly. So really cool features and functionality of the aircraft. We put the shades down or up. We do have a table here if these guys don't want to be too close together or want to play some cards on the flight here. Pretty cool indeed. There's another one over here as well. They got another one back here. And so this guy doesn't get any, I guess. Okay. Let's see what else we got. A nice roomy area to put your bags. Pretty cool. All these shades do work. If you want to close them or open them, you can. So a lot of functionality with this aircraft. Very beautifully done. I absolutely love it, man. I can't recommend it enough. Alright, let's go ahead and check out this airport here. I think the runway that we are coming in on should be the course. I don't know if we can see this runway here. No. Let's see if we can see the charts. Arrival. Select. No charts? No charts. So there's no charts for this. There's no charts for this particular runway, but that's okay. We'll just do a visual approach. We should be fine with that. Let's start slowing the aircraft down here. And we'll start a descend to 20. Let's go 1,800 feet. BS mode on. There we go. This plane is pretty quick. We're coming up pretty fast here, so I want to get us slowed down. We got to break through the cloud layer to see the airport shortly here. Set the altimeter 2971 coming in here. Really, I love this PC-12, man. This is such a beautiful aircraft. So much fun to fly. Absolutely fantastic, man. I've never had any issues with it. I absolutely love it. I think it is a really, really nicely done aircraft, and I highly recommend it. I can't see not having a aircraft like this, you know. It is really, really nice. So let's see. We are 15 miles out from our airport here, and we need to get this plane down to the ground a little fast. So we are VSing down 1,800 feet per minute, which is okay for the purposes of this. Let me back off the engines too here. There's 3,000 feet we're coming up on. I love flying this plane, man. It is really, really nice. I gotta say, like, really, it's very, very, if not, like, right there with the like, if this is the TBM, it's like this. Like, not much of a difference. It's, like, right there. It's really, really good. I just say, you know, it doesn't have, the only thing, it's very good for the cost of the aircraft, too, $26. The only thing that is not that great is that they want to charge for the functions of all the systems that don't work. But with the TBM, you automatically get that. So it depends what the price difference is of the aircraft for the systems, because you can't do any kind of system checks with this aircraft as you can with the TBM. The TBM has failures. This does not have failures, but they will have failures coming out with the update, However, that's going to be a separate charge for the aircraft. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you buy the PC-12. It is very good. Supposedly a real-world pilot helped make this aircraft, which is pretty nice to know. Let's continue down. We're at 18,000. We're slowing here. And let's see. We'll continue down VS. Arm. There we go. So that's something to keep in mind depending on what you're looking for. Landing lights coming back on. We still have our reconnaissance lights on and active. Once we get close to the runway, if we could see it in sight, I'm going to go ahead and take over. We should be able to see the runway shortly here. There's another PC-12 over here as well. Looks like we got a little bit of low cloud coverage as well. But I mean, this plane is really nicely done. I really enjoy it. I think it's fantastic aircraft. Let's see, can we see the runway here? It's gonna be tough to do this landing without seeing the runway, but let's just see what we got going on over here. Oh, I see something there. You see that? That might be the runway there. So let's go ahead off autopilot. Autopilot just came off here. We'll take flight directors off and yaw damper. That's the pitot heat. Sorry about that. I see the runway in sight here. Put the flaps down. Gear coming down. This plane I still have not mastered how to land it yet, but we want to do about 95 knots or so on the landing. Let me get over. Let's see, do we have we got a little bit of a wind pushing us. Try to get a little further over to the left of the runway here. Flaps coming down. There's the runway. Just keeping an eye on it. We're drifting over here. We got 25 mile/hour wind pushing the left side of the aircraft that I'm leaning into with it. Let's see. Almost there. Very windy over here today in Florida. Trying to keep this thing together. See, we're kind of drifting sideways here. Hopefully we can get this plane down. I'm just kind of putting it into the wind right now to keep us lined up with the runway. Still a little bit high here. Put that nose down. That's what the looks like there. All right, let's get that nose down. We're getting pushed up by the wind still. Should be able to straighten out here once we get a little bit lower. I'm still getting used to the aircraft. We got to get that nose down. I don't want to come up too high, especially with all this wind. Just trying to keep that nose down. Man, we're floating way too much right now. Come on, come on. Whoa, a little rough, a little rough. Let's vacate. Put the flaps up here. And we'll take the condition lever out. I love the animation of the propeller too. Very, very nicely done here. So we can go turn off the reconnaissance light here. Landing light come off.
Warning, trim.
Trim. We're a little bit off on our trim right now, which is fine. It's nice that it gives you a warning, so put the trim back in the green. There we go. Alright, let's set the brake here. Alright, brakes set. And we can put the engine to idle, which it is. And we'll put the prop all the way back here for a minute. Seatbelt signs can come off. Inertial separator can open. And we'll go ahead and shut down the engine here. So, engine, oops, I'm sorry. Engine can go. Where's the engine off?
Warning, essential bus.
Essential bus on. That's off. And environmentals can come back off. There we go. So pretty good sounds. I really enjoyed the sounds. I think the aircraft is a beautiful aircraft to hot fly. It's great. It handles great. Beacon lights off. Landing lights are off. Yeah, let's turn the rest of that off. And the only thing left to do is the battery 2 and battery 1. And bus tie. There you have it. Back to cold and dark. A beautiful aircraft indeed, guys. Absolutely amazing. Love this PC-12 by Simworks Studio. If you don't have it, go and get it, man. It is totally worth it. I love it. If you're a big PC-12 fan, this is the one to get. If you guys like the TBM, it really depends. They're very, very good in both unique aircrafts, different functionalities in real-world operations, but fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little bit. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments as well. Aviation Enthusiast channel, if you're new, please consider subscribing. And we do live streams all the time and short videos of plane spotting. And we'll be growing this channel more and more. We just hit 25,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. for that. And if you want to help support the channel, there is a merch link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.